All right, welcome back, ladies. For those of you that just popped on, I was telling the other girls that I had a bit of a snafu, and when I sent the message to Stacy for the Zoom link, she told me that I actually had told her December 20th and not November 20th. So I scrambled, and Debbie Wallace, who is a warrior mom that a lot of you guys know, she is currently practicing Reiki. She's going through her levels. So Debbie so graciously at the very last minute decided that she would come on and she's going to do a practice Reiki, long distance Reiki with you guys. She knows you guys. We're all comfortable with Debs and she's comfortable with us. So thank you for that, Debbie, saving the day. Um, it will be about 20 minutes. What do you need them to do, Debbie? Do they need to be in a quiet space? Like what do you feel like they need to do on their end?
Okay, so yeah, if you could be in a quiet space, just lay down, relax. I'm going to play the music and just kind of let the energy flow. It's going to go where it's needed. If you want to set an intention, something you need, something's hurting, this or that, go for it. But just take like a deep breath and relax and just surrender and enjoy the healing.
So it will be, so we've had some Reiki practitioners that visualize and walk us through it. Are you, and we have some that sit and just let it flow and we just listen to the music. What type of deal are you going to do tonight?
Basically, I'm gonna do just like you were here, I'm gonna do a body treatment, is how I'm gonna do it. I'm not just gonna hold my hands up here, do a piece of paper and vision it. I'm gonna do a body treatment, and then that's pretty much it. I'll play music while I'm doing it. When I stop it, you can come
Okay.
back.
All right, cool. So after Debbie's done, we'll touch base on a few things real quick, and then it won't be a 2.5 hour deal tonight. I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, it was so long last night. So, and then we'll touch base, and then we will proceed into the rest of the week. Okay. All right, Debbie, you're up. Take it away. I'm gonna
Okay,
mute. I'm gonna mute myself so my dogs don't break everybody's concentration.
okay. So I'm gonna play the music, open up to the healing energies, just lay back, relax, surrender, and enjoy the healing.
Cooper, get in here.
Begin to bring your awareness back to your body. Take your time. That was really good. If anyone wants to share or has any questions, you are welcome to. I did get a little message that happens in Reiki. Reiki works because it's energy and there's no time and no distance, and so are our kids. So the loved ones pop in. I felt Angie's son, Turk, doing noogies to her head. And the message was pretty simple, but it was, "Moms, we love you so much. Thank you for investing in your healing. We love to see you happy at the holidays. Celebrate. We are always with you."
Wow.
So, and every time you give Reiki, you get Reiki. So I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much for letting me. I know I read for some of you guys, but if I haven't, I know Nikki doesn't mind. She said I could before, but if anybody wants to have me practice a mediumship reading on them, just instant message me.
Yes,
Okay.
Debbie's honing her light worker skills. So
I'm trying to put myself out there.
well, we appreciate you being with us. And that's as simple as long distance Reiki has to be. It's about the facilitator setting the intention and sending the energy and connecting with who I call the higher ups, and then you on the receiving end sitting back and being open to the reception of it. Sometimes you will get visions. The facilitator often gets visions and messages. Sometimes the receiver will get visions and messages. So that's as simple as it is. It's probably one of the most least invasive healing techniques that there are that will absolutely help in your healing. And you have to believe to receive, right? So it's always about setting the intention and being open to the energy work. And that is really the basis of energy work. It can seem like Debbie's just sitting there literally doing nothing, but that's because energy can't be seen. It's all about what's going on in her mind's eye as the practitioner. So that's how it works. Kimberly, do you have a question? Yeah, go for it.
So can I use Reiki to kind of bring in the sources to help me heal? Because since the accident and stuff, I mean, I feel it's really hard for me to meditate or do anything outside of my own self, because I feel like a lot of my energy is focused on me trying to heal and get better. I mean, I've been laid up now for 6 weeks in my house, going out to appointments with the driver, but that's it. So it's really hard for me to get out of my own space, but I really want to try and do some work to focus on my healing, my, arms, my legs, all that stuff.
Well,
Go ahead, Debs.
A lot of it is intention, so I would call in like Nikki does, I'd call in all the angels, I'd call in my ancestors, my dead kid, I'd call in everybody. And it's very easy. There's just certain hand things. You kind of have to be attuned to it, but some people say you don't, but there's a lot that your own spirit guides and everybody can do for you. You don't necessarily need this, but if you re-listen to this, you'll get Reiki again. So you might want to just, keep listening to it and, try to go outside and do other things to raise your vibration. Drink a lot of water, take good care of yourself. Just be patient. It's probably trying to teach you something, who knows what, but you'll probably figure it out.
and we couldn't hear Debbie, we couldn't hear your music, but that's okay. But like Kim,
Oh.
what I would do is you can either rewatch the video to do it to have Debbie's intentional energy coming at you as well while you're doing it, but put on some 528 megahertz. Um, and it's a binaural beat. You can find it on YouTube, or all y'all Apple people, Apple, the whole Apple, what is it? The Apple Music. I don't know what it is. I don't know. But put on the 528 megahertz. And so listen to it, set the intention of like, I want this energy to come into my body, focus on the healing of your legs and your arms. And the thing that's great about energy work is you can have that energy aimed at healing not only your physical body, but your emotional body as well. So where intention goes, energy flows. That is the absolute key to energy work. So that's why a lot of people are like, Reiki is poo poo, it's woo woo, whatever. But it's about the intention of the practitioner and the receiver. There's actually, Reiki is like all the rage now. My mom or got her Reiki master and was teaching it 10 years ago. And she was doing hands-on sessions, right? And like hands-on sessions. But um and and I could feel a physical reaction to it in my body. If you've ever had hands-on Reiki and in-person session, you'll have a visceral, very, very physical response to it. A lot of people do. But even like I went to Five Below 2 days ago, and there was a self Reiki book there, like just small steps for self Reiki. So, with the internet, you've got so much information out there. So, like Kimberly, I would start researching some self Reiki. It might show you some of the hand placement that Debbie was just talking about. Put on the 528 megahertz, rewatch this video, and practice doing it with yourself. It'll help raise your vibration. You can get the collective energy from the group. Like I was doing it in fits and spurts just now because I had stuff going on in my house, but I saw Archangel. He was standing behind me, Big Mike, and I saw his big wingspan, and then it stopped, and then my dog barked, and I was like, and I'm out of flow. So the more you're open to receive, you can very much get, even if they're just quick visions, like, they're just quick visions. So it's always, always, always about intention. So,
And call on specifically, Kim, you're going to want to call on Archangel Raphael because he is the angel of healing. Ask him to come down and help you. You can ask him to surround and protect you the same as we do with Archangel Michael at the end of our class sessions. I've had really great results with healing assistance from Raphael, healing specifically when I was super, super sick back in the summer. I prayed fervently to Archangel Raphael, and the healing came. And if for some reason you don't like the 528 megahertz, you can also do 741 or 432. They're both for full body healing. And you can find different binaural beats, because when I first started dealing with binaural beats, I didn't like them. They all sounded like freaking boring ass classical music to me. And I was like, this shit puts me to sleep. I can't do this. But if you pair other words with it, if you like rap, do rap binaural beats or country or whatever you like, and you can find the solfeggio tunes in other genres. They're not all, just plain orchestral harp stuff. And
there's some fun ones out there. Tom found some fun ones, and I'm like, oh my god, I love this one. So and I can post. There's a list of the binaural beats that I can post, so you can pick which one to use. Peggy said also tapping is helpful for healing. Tapping very much is. That's something that we were going to cover within class. But as Thanksgiving's coming too, you guys, you can go on and find tapping videos. It's emotional freedom technique is what tapping is, and it's working with energy spots within your body and using powerful mantras and affirmations to help release that and disperse energy. So especially this week, if you are feeling that melancholy and stuff, you can find tapping on YouTube for grief. You can find tapping for shame. You can find tapping for physical ailments, emotional ailments, and that's a really good tool to incorporate as well. So especially for those of you that are under the weather, like I know Rita's under the weather and Brenda's under the weather, or if you guys are feeling heavy emotionally, EFT tapping is a really, really great tool. So that is another good one, Peggy. Thanks for bringing that up. So Debbie, you're welcome to stay with us, or you can pop off, whatever you want to do.
I'm leaving, but when was it that Tara gave me Reiki, group Reiki? Was that 3 years ago in your holiday class?
It would have been, it wasn't last year, it would have been the year before that. Yeah.
Yeah, I felt it hit my hand, and I swear she gave it to me because I had the energy before, but they say Reiki finds you, you don't find Reiki. So, but thank you for letting me work with you guys. Have a good night.
Thank
Love
you,
you, Debbie.
Debbie.
Bye.
Hey, let me
Thank
know.
you.
Message me, Debbie, and let me know if you're coming tomorrow.
Will do. Bye.
Bye. So absolutely, especially this week, guys, as you go in and if you get melancholy, those are some of the things you can do: binaural beats, tapping, um, things that can intentionally raise your vibration. Anything, Kimberly, anything that raises your vibration is going to help you too, since you're mostly confined right now. Even to the point of like finding a sitcom that makes you laugh, like that just generates automatic laughter. Even if you're melancholy and you're generating automatic laughter, you're causing a vibrational shift within your body. So anything that you can come up with, I would definitely um, um, use the binaural beats this week, the tapping this week, laughter. For those of you that aren't confined to a chair, dancing. For those of you that have taken the raise and vibration classes that Kathy and I do, dancing is good. Nature is good. Anything you can intentionally shift your vibration. So that's something big to focus on this week as we're heading into Thanksgiving. So I have a quick question for everybody before we sign off. Has everybody decided, if I know we did the thread today about different ideas for what to do? I posted the 4 candles lighting. That is not the original 4 candles lighting. That is the 4 candles lighting that I rewrote, because I initially in my year 1 did the 4 candles lighting where my poor family again in year 1, right? My poor extended 40 people of family. I had them gather around the table and they all held hands while I recited this 4 candles lighting, and we lit the candles. I made that whole Thanksgiving, Christmas all about leaf, but and it fit me in that at that time, because it was very somber for candle lighting. It was, this first candle represents the grief that we have because you've lost us, and it was very somber for candle lighting. So, but I loved the ritual of that. So I went in and I rewrote it. So the one that I posted in group today is the rewritten one that signifies the new relationship that we have with our kids in spirit. So it's more in alignment with kind of where the group is and where I sit with my beliefs as well, and all of you, because y'all believe that your kids are here. We all know it. So that's a good little one to do too. Has anybody come up with something that they're going to do to incorporate their kiddos into their holiday, into Thanksgiving?
I did. I'm gonna do a memory draw. I'm gonna
Nice.
ask my family to write a memory when we're together at Thanksgiving and put it in the jar. And then later when we get home, my son, my husband and his fiance, we're gonna read them together, but privately.
Beautiful.
I love
idea.
that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I
Good.
think it'll be nice.
Is anybody struggling as we move into getting close to Thanksgiving, or are we all doing okay right now? Do you feel like you have good footing?
See,
I
I'm
feel-
lucky. No, sir, I'm
I
lucky. 'cause
know. 'Cause you're
It's
Canadian.
over. It's
Yeah,
gone.
I know. And I always feel so bad because I know like Healing Warrior Parents it's an international group. So I'm like, I forgot Canadian Thanksgiving. Oh, I
No,
forgot,
well, you know what? We didn't even do anything. Doug got back from a trip overseas, and everybody else was busy, so we just had cheese and crackers. It was great. It was
that
fun.
works. That
Yeah, it did work.
works.
Yeah,
Low key, man. Can't beat
yeah, it
low
was.
key. So everybody's feeling like you have okay footing. I know last night Did you feel a vibration raise in yourself after the group meeting last night? Raise your real hand if you felt a vibration raise. Good, good. That's the power of collective healing energy. You
Was
know,
there a
like,
meeting last night, Nikki?
you were on it.
That was
Yesterday during the
So, yes,
day.
In the
yesterday
day.
during the
Okay,
day.
good, good.
We don't
Okay.
operate on time, really. Today I was like, what day is
I
it?
thought,
don't
did I
even know
miss
what
something?
day it is. No, you
Okay.
didn't. You were I'm like, you were there. No, it
I
was in
was,
the
yeah.
afternoon.
Okay,
My
good.
gosh. You guys are just gonna have to like, I'm neurotic as hell. So, I don't use the right words or say the right pronunciation. I just do me. I just bleh. So, but yeah,
Is
that's
there a recording of it posted anywhere?
I haven't posted it yet, Rita. I will
Okay.
get it posted though.
Okay.
I have to get them. Here's the deal though. I have to get them posted, and if you want to keep it, well, it'll be up for until we meet. These two recordings will be up until we meet next week, right?
Okay.
Because then I have to erase them from the cloud after Kathy already will take them and do what she needs to do for the permanent, because otherwise I won't be able to keep recording, right?
Okay.
'Cause
I just want to
whatever.
watch yesterday since I missed it. So
Yeah, absolutely. I'll get it
And
posted for you tomorrow.
it'll be after the weekend before I can get our YouTube channel started, the private YouTube channel started for them, because I am like super duper swamped at work. But
Hear
once
you.
once I get through Black Friday and Cyber Monday at work, then I'll get the YouTube channel all set up. And once we record them, as soon as they're processed and we download them, they'll go on the YouTube channel, and we'll pin the YouTube channel in the healing group for us.
Okay.
But for these first two, I'll go ahead and post them, Rita, like tonight's and yesterday's, and that way you can go ahead and watch those two before Kathy pulls them and puts them where she needs to. Because I don't know. I think once I put them in the group, after I have to delete them off the cloud, they're not available except on the YouTube, right, Kathy? Is that right?
Correct. Once you remove them from Zoom, then they're not available they won't be available in the cloud anymore.
Like, I don't even know what this whole cloud thing is. I don't get it. Whatever.
Yeah.
I just know that it's somewhere in Affinity and all the things go there. That's all I know.
Me too.
So yes, Rita, I will get it posted for you. I'll probably post it tonight, and then it'll be up, and I'll tag you in it, Rita. That way you know right where it's at, because they've
Okay,
changed
great.
they changed the way Facebook group layout is. So now I can't like put it in a certain topic tab like I used to be able to do.
Yeah, I
because
can't find anything anymore. It's
I
stupid.
know it's aggravating.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, so that's the power of collective healing. I will have my phone on me on Thanksgiving. So if you're struggling, it's okay to reach out to me through Messenger.
Same.
Yeah.
I'll be
Kathy,
working on Thanksgiving, so if y'all need an ear, just buzz my phone.
yeah. So that's part of what you get in the holiday program, is you get that needed support right then. So, and we will remind you, that they're right there with you, that it's okay, just breathe. So if you need that, utilize it, okay? We're on short tonight. So does anybody have any questions or need to talk about anything, process anything before we close out? No? Okay. Kathy, are you going to pull a card for us tonight?
Yeah, I'm going to pull tonight from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle. So I've been shuffling, and what do we got? We got, ooh, interesting. When fairies go bad. It's like punk and goth looking fairies on this one. Interesting. Number 10. Okay. The key word for this one is surrender. When everything seems to be going wrong and life is not making any sense, simply surrender. Herein lies the message of Spirit's love. Just give it all up to the one. Ask for the perfect solution, relax, and expect it to happen. Remember that Spirit's timing is perfect. Allow the universal God energy to work around you and through all avenues to bring about solutions. Be open to the magical workings of Spirit in your life. No fairy is truly bad, and that goes for humans also. Recognize your divine self. Remember to allow any guilt, shame, anger, or fear of the present or past to drop away from you so that you walk free. There is no room in your life for regret and resentment. You are always divinely forgiven and must forgive yourself in order to forgive others and to have peace. Look inside. What are you holding on to? Bless and release anything and everything that is not for your highest good. Thank it for the job it has done in your life and the lessons it has brought, and then release. Feel the pure crystalline light of divine love as it washes over your body. It releases from your aura all that is not for your highest good. It penetrates your cells with the light of healing and love. It surrounds your body with a protective barrier to assure that you are fully protected. It opens you to love and understanding. Everyone has a second chance, whether on this plane or another. You can choose to be forgiven and to forgive. You can choose to walk in divine grace. God is not a punisher. It is we humans who punish ourselves. When we release the habit of punishing ourselves, we free up so much energy for constructive use. Move into this energy and use it from this day forward and for the highest good of all. And the chant is, in the light of true knowledge, I now see my way free of the burdens that once bound me. I give gratitude and thanks to all that have taught me along my path. I give thanks for the state of grace in which I now choose to live, free and in peace. I accept this true grace into my heart and into my life, and I walk in the divine light. So be it. Wave a white flag today. So that's surrender. Not sure how that one fits right on the face, but I'm sure it does.
I think it does. Surrender is going to be a huge part of healing. I mean, it's always a huge part of healing. And as you move into the holiday season, surrendering to what comes, surrendering to the healing, surrendering to the truth of what you know, surrendering to the shift. Another thing about the holidays, guys, who's going to be around family? Raise your real hand. For those of you that are going to be, who's going to be around family that can rub you the wrong way?
Did we all?
Utilize your, not me, utilize your cord cutting. Okay,
Oh,
guys?
monopoly.
Like if you are around people and you're just like, oh, step into the bathroom and cut your energetic cords. Like we were talking about before with Kimberly, energy work is about intention. And it works, for me, it works even better if you do visualization. So like when we're cutting cords, when I cut cords, I visualize strings of black energy coming off of me, and I visualize either Archangel Michael's sword, or sometimes it's scissors. Sometimes if it's a really heavy cord, I use a hacksaw or a chainsaw. I'm not even kidding. And I'm visualizing it as it's being cut, right? So, and when I visualize surrounding protecting, I visualize the white light coming down and it surrounding my body, just like um, when we do the call your power back visualization. How many of you have a very pretty powerful experience with that? Like, do you see it? Can you feel it? Like sometimes I'll get what appears to me as almost hot flashes as I feel it move through me, which is big for me because I'm not a person that actually feels energetic movement. Like that's not on in my awareness most of the time. So if you will practice doing it more, like you will start to get a good visual, and it amps up the energy flow. How many of you see the color like when it comes in? When the beams of light come in, can you see what color they are? Yeah. So That's how energy works. It's about intention and using your third eye with the visualization, right? That enhances the momentum of the energy. Same thing when you're grounding. When I do my tree grounding ritual in the morning, I do it laying in bed, guys. I do it laying in bed and I see roots grow out of my feet and they grow down through the mattress, down through the floorboards, down through the layers of soil into the center of the earth. For me, those roots wrap around a big orange ball of clay and then they grow back up through all of those levels. They come into my feet. My body becomes the trunk of a tree and my arms become the branches. And I sway, but I don't break. And I sway, but I don't break. And that's how I do my grounding every morning. I surround and protect, I cut cords, and I ground every morning. And then I'll call my power back in the evenings. So, um, if you will institute these things over the next few days and do them consistently, then you'll get better at it. You'll start to feel the actual vibrational effects of it. I can wake up what I call gritchity in the morning and I will be like, I don't want to do my morning ritual, but I know I'm feeling, I call it, I'm feeling this way, gritchity. That's what it feels like to me physically. So I go and I do all those things. And sometimes I'll do like an energy sweep throughout my body where I ask the archangels to come and sweep out all of the negative energy out of my body. And I'll literally do this with them and I visualize them literally just sweeping the energy through my body and out. And I'll take a deep breath and then I literally can have like a 4 or 5 point vibration jump with just doing that. So these are tools that you guys can use daily. They're tools that you can use as you move into the holidays. Kimberly, these are going to be tools that while you are, spirit confined you to a chair with no nobility for a reason. So utilize the time, as a healing space for you. And then you're not going to be bored and wanting to rush it along. You're going to actually be like, oh, this is the time that I can have to work with these tools, right? So I know that even sitting for 15 minutes in what ended up being complete silence for the Reiki, how was that hard for any of you? Were you bored? Was it hard? Right. So here's the deal. If you get into the space of being receptive of it, right? Because that means you're out of alignment. You're not in the flow of the energy. So you got to learn to release and relax enough not to be tapping your fingers, waiting for what's going to happen, what's going to happen. You sit back and you get into reception mode to receive, right? And then you start like, I could visualize the energy coming into me and where I wanted it situated in my body. And that's how you interface with it. Does that make sense? So, but it can take a little bit of practice. And it doesn't mean you can do it every single time either, because we're human and we all probably, everybody on the face of the earth, I'm convinced, has ADD because we're programmed to be bigger, better, faster, bigger, better, faster, bigger, better, faster. So, this kind of work takes being able to sit in the power of it. Kimberly, were you able when we did the closing last night? How was your visualization? Because for me, I had to practice visualization before I could really hone into it. Were you able when we called our power back? Did you feel any kind of shift or were you able to get into the flow of that?
I did
and-
feel a shift. Like I
Okay.
could visualize some stuff. I think that everything has gotten worse with the holiday. I mean, this is an unfortunate situation, but it hasn't been until recently, maybe the last week, that it's just gotten like unbearable with my body. Just, the aches and the pains. And I'm like, why is this happening now? I mean, it should be progressing. I think it's just negative energy in me that's
Okay.
precipitating it.
And that's how it happens. So when you're in a low vibrational state, also the ego will start to take over, and boy, it can be a real quick spiral into the rabbit hole with that. So instead of, now you can use the shift and use your shift with your words too, guys. So Kimberly, every time your ego now says, like this is completely unbearable, I'm so over all of this, I just want to be my active healthy self, instead of saying that, start to say, what are the gifts in this? I have the time to sit and practice energy work with myself now. I have the time to practice healing rituals, you know? And so if we can make that shift, then it will help. right? And you can start to really lean into the flow a little bit better that way. Does anybody else need a shift for where you're at mentally right now?
Nikki, can you address calling your power back? Patty had a question in the chat about calling your power
Yeah.
back.
So last night, Patty, when we were closing out, were you still on when we did the I call all my power back to me now? Okay. So what we're doing is, and I posted this in Healing Warrior Parents before the holiday program starts, but I can post it in the holiday group too. So every exchange that you have with another human being, you're having an energy exchange that happens. Okay. So like when I talk to Kathy every day, Kathy talks to me, we have an energy exchange that happens. So if I go 2 days without talking to Kathy, or she goes 2 days with talking about, without talking to me, we still have energy that we have exchanged, and so there's an enmeshment there. So when you call your power back, and it doesn't mean if it's good power back, it doesn't mean if you cuss somebody out or if you said hello, have a nice day. We're constantly giving off energy. So, and that's just a natural human thing that we do. But what I've found and why I practice it is because all of that energy, even if you're just constantly interfacing with other people, we can feel drained just from daily interaction. That can be draining. So when we start practicing calling that energy back to us, because where intention goes, energy flows. So when I call my power, my energy back to me, then I can be filled up again and I can be ready for the next time I interface with people, right? So that's why when we close out these groups, we cut cords, we surround and protect, and we call our power back, because we have interfaced and we've exchanged a lot of power within each other. That's why you guys felt higher vibrating. You felt a little bit lighter last night after the group, because we've exchanged energy. We have collective energy here. So when we leave and we call it back, that allows Becky to be ready for tomorrow when she has to interface with, all the school stuff and all the family stuff. And she doesn't have fragmented energy that, Brenda has, that she's exchanged with Brenda or with Lauren or with Kathy Elliott. So she can call that back and refill herself up to be able to go through the next day of literally being human. So does that explain it? Okay, good. And I know you guys, I know it sounds woo woo as hell. I get it. I know. But there is not a single person in here that has taken several classes that the first time we did it, they were like, what the hell is this crazy woman having us do right now? Right, Rebecca? Am I right?
I didn't think it was crazy. I've been
Your
around a lot
face
of
is
people that
saying
done it.
something different.
No, I just have trouble visualizing. I wish I could visualize more. I can feel the difference, but
That's good. And
I'll
tell you,
I wish I could visualize more.
I had to really practice visualizing because I had kind of lost the ability to do that as well. I mean, kids can do it all the time, right? They pretend, they use their imagination. Well, your imagination is actually visualization, and it is not, humans call it imagination, but it's actually the third eye, right? Like that's where your sixth senses come from, your awareness. And so what I started doing to practice visualization, I didn't do it in any context of energy work. I would literally close my eyes and I would visualize a vase of red roses on a table in a foyer. And I would see how much detail I could get. Like, how far into that visualization could I go? Could I see what the table was made of? Could I see the color? Were there any roses dying? Were they bright and vibrant? Were there buds? What did the leaves look like? Like, you try to get into as much detail as you can. And now when I go into a visualization, I can see it more like literally in my third eye. So maybe there was a marble floor, and then I can visualize, no, it's tile, and I can literally watch it morph into tile. So you can use that kind of visualization exercise and it's hard. It can be really hard at first, but the more you do it, the more honed you get to it, right? I know somebody the other day said my spirit has been, it hasn't led, so it's been quiet. That this is how it works. The more work you do with it, the stronger and louder your spirit can get, right? So visualization is the same process. And I did have to do that, Rebecca. Like first time I, surrounded and protected, I'm like, all I'm doing is saying the words. That's got to be better than nothing because I don't see jack, you know. So work with your visualization techniques, and that it will help. And it's something really simple to be able to work with, but the more you can do it, the better you'll get at it. And you can actually, in some instances, tap into spirit. Like I didn't used to be good at it. I don't know which class it was. Becky was in a class and we were talking about something. And it's one of the only times I've experienced it that I was sitting on this computer talking to a class. We were talking about something. And all of a sudden, with eyes wide open, without me ever closing my eyes, I was in like a gray Lego castle. And I was like, what the hell's going on? And so I said, okay, like whose kid is the Lego kid? And I'm not a medium, I don't practice mediumship, but Becky was like, that's my kid. And I'm like, he just gave me the strongest visual. And it just came in whoosh. And I was stone cold, like in the middle of talking, I think even wasn't I, Becky? And it was just like ching 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 ching, all these Legos around me, ching 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 ching. And I'm like, I'm literally in a Lego building. So, and she hadn't mentioned it. We weren't talking about Legos or anything, but I don't think that I would have had that experience had I not practiced the visualization that I've practiced. You know what I mean? And even sometimes I can get sidetracked, even when we're calling power back. If I don't go into it, I'll be like, and oh yeah, it's at your elbow now. Can you feel it? But you'll notice it. You'll be able to tell if I'm in or not because I'll stumble over words if I'm not all the way in yet. And sometimes I'm not all the way in because we're human. You know what I mean? But sometimes I am all the way in. So it's just a matter of practicing it. Definitely. That's a great question, though, Patty. I'm glad that you asked it. Does anybody else have questions? So the next few days, I would encourage you guys to practice a morning ritual. You can do the exact same ritual we do when we do the closing here. Cutting cords, surrounding, protecting, calling power back. You can add in a tree visualization grounding. How many of you did your gratitudes and affirmations under Andrea's post today? I did. If you did not do them, I am going to challenge you to do them. I'm going to challenge you to do them because the whole point here, I'm just going on my rampage right now. The whole point of you being here is to be held accountable for your healing. So if you're not doing it, I encourage you to do it because that's why you're here. So I'm going to challenge everybody to do them every single day under Andrea's post. You did great, Andrea. Thank you so much.
Oh,
too.
thanks.
So
I volunteered because I know that if I don't, then I won't do them.
and like Kathy said,
The teacher in me says, "Oh, wait, your students need you." So then I'm like, "Yes, I got to do it."
yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, y'all do them. You'll do them in the group, y'all, because if you don't, you'll end up in the boat I ended up in, and then you have to send Nikki a freaking personal video every damn day.
Kathy, I gotta
Don't be
say,
a Kathy. Do your
Kathy,
gratitudes.
I'm proud of you. I saw your genies today.
Yeah.
Very proud of you.
Kathy did. She was down in it and she's like, I'm not using any tool. Yeah, fuck yeah, Nikki. And I'm like, oh my God. And so I know Kathy, and if Kathy's challenged to do something, if I challenge Kathy to a duel, she's gonna try to beat me like to the death in the duel. So I've known her long enough now that I'm like, I gotta word this in such a way that like she's not gonna say no. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna challenge you to send me a video every day for 30 days of your gratitudes and affirmations. And what did it do, Kathy? Like, if you go back and watch these, when she first starts, she's like, and I'm getting connected. I am Thomas. And she would, and then at the end, she would say something sarcastic to like offset everything she just said, right? So then I made a new rule. I said, while you're sending these, you don't like, you can't say something sarcastic at the end of it to negate everything you just said. So she rose to that challenge. And in that 30 days, I literally watched her energy change. And you felt it, didn't you, Kathy? You can't even deny it. I'll post every one of them, girl. I'll let them watch the energy change. Don't you
Yeah,
even deny it.
yeah. And then she's like, oh, I read a new article today. We have to do 70 days. And I'm like, yeah, fuck you. No.
You know what though? I have a client right now. I have a private client, and she's doing the 70-day challenge. She's on day 3, and she's going to send me her gratitudes and affirmations video every day for 70 days, because it takes 70 days to dig a new neural pathway. So if you're sitting in a vibration of heavy grief and that, oh my God, this is never going to get better, or frustration, Kimberly, with your current situation, or heavy melancholy, Patricia, or whatever it is, it's every time you're having those thoughts, you're digging a neural pathway. You're literally programming your brain to think in that context. It takes 70 days to work with the neuroplasticity of the human brain to dig a new ditch, a new neural pathway. So if for 70 days you say, I am powerful, I am healing, I am worthy, I am deserving, then after 70 days, you've actually started to believe it, you guys. You're not just saying words anymore. Because we have to, this is why you go from hope to belief to knowing, because you start with hope and you're just starting to dig a new neural pathway. Y'all have done that. Oh, maybe I can heal. I don't know. I see that person doing it. Like, I want to try some of that because maybe I can. That's the hope. Then you move into the belief that, you've seen when I work with private clients, part of their stuff is that, I give assignments. Um, I think Angie, you worked with me privately, so so I gave like literal assignments, right? And Angie's a good student, unlike Kathy Elliott, and she actually does her homework. So, part of those assignments were that we tailor the affirmations to whatever level you're at that point. So, like, even for mine, if you look at mine when I do them online, and I do mine every day, I just don't always post them. And sometimes I do them several times a day. But those affirmations in the beginning will look like, you know, uh, there is no death. There is no death, because you're wanting to change that hope into belief, and that belief into knowing. And your spirit can know it, but because you have a human brain, we have to reprogram that human brain to your belief. Does that make sense to everybody? So that's why you see people that in like more pain feeding groups, and they all jump in that, oh, this will never get better. Your second year is going to be harder. This is our burden to bear. We're in a club nobody wants to join. All of these things. Every single time they are saying that, they're literally forging a
Digging
neural
their own
pathway
grave.
to that. Yeah, they're reprogramming themselves to that. And it's really hard to get out of that, right? So if you start tailoring those things and you do these things for 70 days, and it's not just with affirmations and stuff, guys, it's with daily living stuff too. Like, I know if I went to the damn gym 70 days straight, God help me, I would probably end up loving it. But boy, howdy, to force myself to go 2 days is really huge for me. So I haven't conquered that challenge yet, but it takes 70 days to rewire that neural pathway. But just like with Kathy Elliott, it took 30 days for it to start to shift her mindset. Now she's been doing this work for 7 years. So I wasn't that surprised that 30 days out, Kathy's energy shifted, right? Now, if she was brand new in grief, with if she was brand new in grief, I probably would have bullied her, quite honestly, into doing 70 days. but she did. There was a huge energy shift. Like, her energy's been lighter. um she's more hopeful. And she's not a mushy person, so she's like sneering when I even say this. But there has been a difference. There is a shift. That is how powerful it is. And you may not want to do it. She did not want to do it, but she also did not want to feel the way she had been feeling. So if you actually want healing and change, your gratitudes and your affirmations are going to be one of the easiest ways to do it, guys. So if you're not doing that, I encourage you to do it. And like Kathy said, extra credit for those of you that copy and paste it and do it in the big group too, under Caroline or Kathy. And you can even step it up a notch and go through and read everybody else's. Like, Peggy, you're one of the people I know you go through and you read every single person's, don't you, when they post them?
I do.
I know, because
Yes, I
when
do.
you go through, and I do too, and when you go through and read everybody else's, guess what, guys? You're still working with your
Raises your vibration.
neuroplasticity. Yeah, you're raising
Yeah.
your vibration, you're forging neural pathways. Bam, that new positive, neural pathway is getting dug, getting dug, getting dug. And you have collective energy at that point to do it, which is really powerful. So that's why you see in pain feeding groups, those people, you've seen it, you can feel it. When if you're sitting with a bereaved parent who is in deep grief and they don't know about healing yet, or maybe they do and they're deciding they're not ready yet, which is absolutely okay because everybody works on their own timeline. But if you, and you probably all did this when you were dabbling in your healing, and you maybe made a friend with a bereaved parent, and then you went and had coffee with the friend or talked to them, and they weren't in that same vibration anymore, how easy was it for you to get sucked right back down into that?
No. Very easily.
It's very easy. When you have more than one person with powerful energy or with some type of energy going on, it's really easy. That's why it's so easy to get sucked into drama in our daily lives, right? I told Kathy this. I've never been a reality TV watcher ever. And for some reason, over the last year, I have just like reality TV. I want to watch. I just now watched, like 6 months ago, watched Jersey Shore. I didn't even know what the hell it was. But
It's not real.
well, I know, but you know what I mean. But so
I'm a Jersey girl. I know it ain't real.
I know. But then I like started watching all the below decks and all the things. And I literally told Kathy a few months ago, I said, I'm done with it. Like, it is lowering my vibration so much and it's agitating me so much and it's bringing out my ego shadow stuff that I literally stopped watching the reality TV. Like, that's how powerful collective human energy is, right?
Yeah.
Well, and it's really easy too. You start surfing around the internet and you see discussions on, news sites or on Facebook, and you want to go. And I have in the past, I was a horrible online fighter. Show me a little bit of a contentious thread or a debate somewhere, bomb, wading right in there, put my 2 cents worth in. You're a special kind of stupid, aren't you? Trolling, baby, trolling. And if that will sap your energy so bad.
Oh,
And you get on
absolutely.
there and all those people. And once you pull back away from that and you look at it and you're like, oh my God, what is wrong with all y'all need Jesus? Stop. So don't get sucked into the online trolling business either.
Yeah.
Don't be a Kathy. Don't forego your homework and don't troll online.
So it is powerful. And one of the things you're going to find in your healing, it's extremely important to protect your energy, because like you guys all left the meeting last night feeling a little bit of a vibration raise. You can tell, like, start doing
Yeah.
vibration check-ins. We're going to, and we've done these in classes before, start being aware of where your vibration's at. So like last night, think about it. Where were you at before class started last night? Raise your hands on where you were at. I was at about a 5 because I drank too much the night before and did adventures and
I was at about a
shenanigans that I'm
2.
too old for.
I
4,
was
like,
about a 5, I guess.
okay. So how about afterwards? Where were you at?
About
Probably
6.
before that.
Did you go up? Put a
Yeah.
thumbs up if you went up.
Up.
That's how you know. So when you're with your families that drive you crazy, or if you're sitting at home and that's driving you crazy, do a vibration check-in and then do something to raise that vibration. Cut cords, step outside for 10 minutes. If you're with family, put in some binaural beats and do a quick energy sweep and get grounded. Walk barefoot in the grass for those of you that don't have snow. Like, it's that is going to be a key player. Learn to protect your energy. Okay. Learn to protect your energy. It's vastly important in your healing. Vastly important in your healing. And it's going to be important as holidays come, especially if you're, and
Yeah.
I don't care who you are, somebody got somebody toxic in a family. Like there's not a
Oh,
perfect family anywhere.
absolutely.
Andrea's like, I'm gonna wear all my armor. So do that
Absolutely.
because it's real easy to get triggered and it's real easy to get sucked into.
Yep.
Okay. So you have some starting tools for this week, right? A lot of you have had these tools for a year, but it's time to start using them consistently again. So, and I know we all fall off the wagon, but it's that if you're here for healing, the engagement that you do in your own healing is what's going to make the difference. Okay. So,
Well, and I am a prime example, ladies, of falling off the wagon. I mean,
Yeah, me too.
I was
Girl,
doing
me
good
too.
for months after Michael died. I was doing good and I was coasting on all the healing that I had done after Sophie left. And I literally stopped using the tools and I was down in it and I got down and further and further and further and it becomes a vicious spiral. And I would tell Nikki almost every day, I know what to fucking do. I just don't want to. So you have to want to use the tools, but even if you don't want to, even if you only use one or two little tools a day, that's enough of a finger to keep you holding on to that life draft that you're not going to totally lose it. And you cannot unknow what you know. You can't unknow that your children are with you every day. There's no way you're not going to, it's not a Hallmark movie. You're not going to wake up and have amnesia and totally forget that your kids are on the other side. Your ego might tell you that they're not communicating with you anymore, but that's not true. And as long as you keep using even just one tiny little tool a day, will keep things going good enough for you that when you're ready, because I had to get to the point that I was ready and say to myself and to Nikki, I'm fucking sick and tired of being fucking sick and tired. And then I started using my tools again every day. And there was it's like muscle memory because once you start using the tools, you will pop back faster and you get that rubber band effect because you plummet a little further forward than where you were. So it's not like you have to climb the hill over and over and over because you're going to get a boost because you already have this knowing and you already have the foundation built. So once you re-engage in your healing, you really we call it leveling up. Nikki and I call it leveling up, and you go to the next level of Donkey Kong and there you are. Yeah. So don't be discouraged if you feel like you're backsliding over the holidays because we all do it. It's just a matter of picking yourself up and deciding that you're done backsliding and that's our choice.
And that you're done suffering. Like,
yeah,
Kathy is one of my best friends and I literally speak to her almost daily. And for me, like I would get off the phone, I'm like, I'm going to have to fly to Ohio and literally kick this woman's ass because like she is not listening to me. There's nothing she will do. She wants to call and just tell me about it and me to just, and I'm not the friend that you call and tell about it because I'll just be like, and what are you doing to help yourself? You know, it's been the most frustrating, year. But then I had to, and I knew that I had to wait till she was sick and tired of being sick and tired and suffering enough. And then it just coincided with when I hit her with the challenge. And like I said, she likes to rear to a challenge. That's why she used to troll the internet and it started to shift. Something you can do too, you guys, is we're going to talk about learning to recognize your ego. Like, I know what being human's like. Don't think for 1 minute. And for those of you that have met me in person, y'all know this about me. Nikki is not a loving light bitch. I have an ego. I get frustrated. I have a mad case of resting bitch face. So I look pissed off all the time, even when I'm not.
Me
But,
too.
And I'm not love and light all the time. I embrace my duality of my ego side and being human, but I try to keep my shadow ego in check, right? So an example is like, um, I yesterday there was a lot of drama going on with a close friend of mine. I was very upset about it. I didn't know what to think about it. So when I called Kathy and I said, I need your opinion on this, I feel like I'm being gaslit. I don't know if I am. Like, I'm starting to question the judgment on how I'm responding. Can you help me out here? And so I say to her, this is going to be an ego vent. And I go, "Bleh," and I dump it out. That way I know I'm not becoming it and I'm not fully engaging in that energy, but I know that there has to be a release and I needed a sounding board for that release, right? So I call Kathy and I say, I have an ego vent. I need an ego dump. And I'm like, this motherfucker bitch, she'd be saying this, and I said this back to her, and yeah, Kathy was like, and then I could breathe, and I'm like, okay, like it's gonna be okay. My friend is in her ego. She's going through a hard time. I'm getting projected upon. I don't have to engage in the response of that in a bad way. You know what I mean? And I have clarity after that. So don't feel bad when you backslide or when your ego acts up. The thing about it is to be aware of it when it's talking, do a verbal release if you need to, or a burn letter or whatever, and then do something to raise your vibration, right? So that's how I deal with it. That's what my personal process is now. Sometimes it's not great. Sometimes when I have the ego dump, it does not go as planned, and I can be a hurtful person because I'm human, but we're all human. So we have to extend ourselves grace on that. As long as you're accountable, take ownership, and make the amends and keep growing forward, there's no harm, no foul, right? So with those toxic family members, it's okay if you step into the bathroom and be like, I need an ego dump. And you sit in there and you're like, freaking Uncle Larry, I want to punch him in his face. He is so damn toxic. Oh my God. Like, I am just faunching at the bit to come unglued on him. Go in there and do a little ego dump and dump it all out. Blech, 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 blech. And then take a deep breath, cleanse that energy, cut that cord, recenter, and go back out. That's
And if
how
that
you can.
doesn't work, have an extra glass of wine or beer, or maybe go outside and smoke a doobie if you're into that kind of thing. Because Kathy, those of y'all who have met me know Kathy smokes weed, so she doesn't kill people. And yeah, so do what you got to do, ladies.
So, but know that you can stand in your power. You all have the tools. You got the tools yesterday. Even if it was your first time in doing the closing, you have the tools. And don't worry about the verbiage. It doesn't have to sound all spiritual, woo woo, enlightened. It can be like, I literally call Archangel Michael Big Mike. I'm like, hey, Big Mike, come on down here and help me, please. So it doesn't matter if you stumble over the words. You can be like, hey, Big Mike, cut my cords. And then you visualize it and it's done. Be sure you say thank you, right? And then lock it in with a so mote it be, or so it is, or even abracadabra, because that means so be it. Lock it in with the power of your vibrational word. And then that's how you use these tools. Like, I know in the spiritual, I am like the most unprofessional spiritual teacher. I know that, but like, I don't do well with trendy spiritualism. Like, it doesn't have to be that hard. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to have a meditation mandala pillow to sit down and cut cords and be in the power. Like, I can be walking through the grocery store and pass a hateful ass lady and be like, Big Mike, please come cut the cord and surround protect me from that one. Boom, done. And it's done. Okay. So it's that easy, but we're humans and we're so lazy. So does everybody feel like they have some tools they can take in to use regardless of what Thanksgiving is going to look like? Set yourself a little plan in motion, set yourself a little plan. If you're having trouble that day and you're like, and your ego gets in, and you're like, oh, I don't want to bother Nikki and Kathy because I know how the ego works. post it in the holiday group. I guarantee Kathy and I will be checking the group because I've had people say, I was really struggling. I'm like, why didn't you reach out to me? I don't want to bother you on the holiday. Okay. If you don't want to do that, post it in the group so that Kathy or I, one, can field it. You know, please utilize the space. That's why you signed up for this, if you need it.
And hey, quite frankly, my boss, I hear from my boss all the time on Thanksgiving, and I'd much rather hear from some of y'all.
Just saying.
Yeah, just saying. So don't feel bad about it because I'll already be working.
Where are you working, Kathy?
I work from home. I still work for the same company that I've always worked for, but I am because I do all the websites and the graphic designs and all that stuff. I am the person who's responsible for launching all the Black Friday specials and doing all the
Oh, my.
advertising and all that kind of stuff. So I'm Thursdays on Thanksgiving, I'm always getting all my shopping cart
Busy.
lined out and getting all that stuff activated and advertised and whatnot.
Mhm.
Building a message. So I'm gonna ask again, does everybody feel, raise your real hand, does everybody feel like you have some kind of something you can take into Thursday? Thursday? Yeah, it's Monday. Is it Monday? Yes. Okay.
Take it with you.
Okay. So are we feeling a little less dread? Raise your hand if you're feeling a little less dread. Awesome. That's good to know. That means we're on the right path, ladies. Woohoo. Lynn's like, I don't care about Thursday. The Canadians, the Canadians.
I just
Okay.
want to share. I just want to share real quick. Mikey had come to me in a dream early on, and there was a whole lot of craziness going on, with my family at the time, and his I think it was like one of the first times he even talked to me in my dream, and he was like, "Mom, if you don't like what's going on, change it." And I was like, ding, ding, ding. Here he's ringing in my head again. So I just figured I'd share that with you. We have the power to change it.
We do. And it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work.
And we're the only ones who have the power to change it. And it's literally the only thing we can change is our thoughts. That's really and truly at the end of the day, the only thing we have absolute control over.
Is the only thing. It's the only thing. You can't control other people, but you have the power to use your tools and make change within yourself. It's I saw a quote today that was the circumstance you're in does not, what was it? The circumstance you're in is not your destiny. The way you respond to it is your destiny.
Boom.
Yeah.
That's it.
Mic drop, right? So
Right. Yeah.
I'll find the full quote and I'll post it in the group. But I was like, that pretty much sums it up right there. So engage, practice, do the gratitudes and affirmations. Please, I just want you to try it. I challenge you to try it every day for 5 days and check in with your vibration and see if it changes the way you're moving through your day. See if it changes. Guys, we've got a really low vibe social climate right now. It's real easy to get sucked into the nonsense and the chaos and the bullshit that's going on. That's why I don't watch the news. If there's something majorly important, then I will hear about it. I rarely watch the news. I've cut out reality TV. I want to protect my energy at all costs. So if you're getting drug into all that outside chaos and noise, then it's time to make changes so you don't get sucked in, because one of the hardest things about your healing is going to be learning to stand in your own vibration when you're involved in lower vibrational activities or around people or out in the world. Learning to stand in your own vibration without letting the outside stuff change it is going to be one of the hardest parts about walking in knowing on this planet. It really is. So I encourage you all to be aware of that as you move into holidays with family or holidays alone, because sometimes your own damn ego can be the toxic person, right? So keep your thoughts light, practice your shifting. And I challenge each of you to go on and do the gratitudes and affirmations with Andrea every day for the next 5 days and just see if it works for you. And I'm talking, if you have a 0.5 millimeter vibration raise, guess what? That means it works for you. That means it works for you. I will challenge all of you. How many days is this? How many days is this program? Do you know, Kathy? Is it like 30 days? No, it's 6 weeks.
When's the
right?
last day?
The 1st of
The
January, isn't it?
Mhm.
So you have till the 1st of January.
So I actually challenge all of you to post your gratitudes and
That's about 40
affirmations
days.
until then. And if you keep going with it, do another 30 in the big group with the regular posts there. And write down in your healing journals, chart it to see where
Mhm.
you're at. See if it's changed your outlook on not just your healing, but your outlook on the world.
Yeah.
That's my challenge to you. All right. Anybody else have anything else? All righty, then let's do our closing. Before we close, I want to wish you guys a happy Thanksgiving. If you can't have a happy Thanksgiving, just have a Thanksgiving and overeat. It's the one of the only 2 days you can binge eat your emotions, so it's good food. Why not, right? But on the flip side of that, use your tools. I'm gonna do Friday. I will do a post, and I want every single person to respond about where their vibration was at on Thanksgiving, what tools they used, and how you maneuvered through it. Fair enough?
Yep.
Fair enough.
Kathy, will you remind me to post that? Because I don't even know what day it is most days. Okay, with that being said, everybody take a nice big deep breath in. Get relaxed. Drop those shoulders. Become aware of your body. Close your eyes. And repeat after me. Archangel Michael,
Archangel Michael,
Archangel Michael,
Archangel Azrael,
Archangel Azrael,
Archangel Azrael,
please come down.
please
please
come
come down.
Cut all energetic cords
Cut all
Cut
energetic,
all energetic cords
that drain me.
drain me,
that drain me,
that do not serve my healing and highest purpose,
that do not serve my healing the highest purpose,
that trigger my shadow ego,
that trigger my
that
shadow,
trigger my shadow ego,
and that feed me pain.
feed me pain.
feeds me pain.
Please shower upon me
Please
Shower
shower upon me
and surround and protect me
and surround and protect me
in divine white light.
in divine white
in
light.
divine white light.
Thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and so it is.
How do we do on visualization that time? Did anybody see the cords you were cutting? Good. All right. Before we call power back, we get the energy moving through our own body. So that's why I say get your hands moving, get your hands moving. Clapping is a good way. This is another thing you can use that's a good vibration raiser. Clapping actually raises your vibration and moves your own energy through your body. And that's why you know why they call them spirit hands at the football game? There's a reason. They don't know why they call it that, but that's actually why they call it that. All right, so nice big deep breath in. Exhale, palms up. And I want you to proclaim your power. I call all of my divine power back to me now.
I call all my
Call
divine
all
power.
my divine power back to me now.
All right, see those beams of energy, beams of light coming in from each other, from all over the globe. Anybody you've interfaced with, had exchanges with today, all of those beams of light merge together the palms of your hands where they become liquid light. As those beams melt into the liquid light, see if you can feel it in your hands. Do you feel tingles? Are you flushed? As it spreads through each and every finger to every fingertip. Take note of the color as it starts to move down into the wrist. It flows slow like lava as it moves down from the forearms towards the elbows. As it hits points where your body aches, see it melt away the inflammation and heal those places as it moves into your upper arm. Again, feel into it. Take note of the color as it moves through the shoulders, up into the neck as it moves upward, into the chin area, to the nose, expands to the ears, up to the eyes, opening the third eye with your power, and the crown chakra. Watch that crown chakra open and light up. Starts to move downward, where it's already filled into the chest space. Deep breath in. As you exhale, it spreads, opening the heart space. Watch your heart glowing. Watch it healing as the light moves down into the lower chest. It moves through each chakra, opening it up, lighting it up, removing inflammation or dis-ease, clearing out any negative as your pure divine power fills you up into the upper abdomen, moving down into the lower abdomen, to the hip area where grief may be stored. It's removing the grief, it's healing the aches and the pains, removing stagnant energy as it moves down into the upper thighs, down into the knees, bringing healing as it moves down into the calves. You might get hot, you might get flushed, you might feel cold as it moves down into the ankles, into the feet where it goes to every single tip of every toe. Stand in the strong visualization, lean into the feeling, see if you can feel it pulsating through your body, glowing, burning bright. Now step out of your body and turn and look and see your body cavity filled with your divine energy and power, with self-love, with worthiness, with the power of healing and connection and awareness. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, step back into your body. Once again, feeling all of your power. And then say thank you, and so it is.
Thank you, and so it is.
So it is.
Go into the week armed with your tools, armed with your power. I encourage you to use the energy work we do with closing every single day. I'm challenging you to do your gratitude's affirmations every single day. And on Friday, we'll see where our vibe's at, okay?
Happy
Sounds
Thanksgiving.
good.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanks,
Thursday,
everyone.
Happy
friends.
Thanksgiving.
Happy
Thanks,
Thursday.
guys. Good night.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Thank you.
You're
Happy
Thank you.
welcome.
Thanksgiving to all.
You too.